And speaking of messes, that is wonderful.
This is good soup.
The Good Soup Live.
Good Soup Live.
The Good Soup Live.
The Good Soup. Maybe I'll make your soup bad.
Good soup, good soup, good soup. Ooh, coming at ya. Good soup, good soup, good soup. This is gonna be a blast. Good soup, good soup, good soup. Ooh, coming at ya. Good soup, good soup, good soup. What's gonna happen next? Here's the song for the ones who have a few dips in their can. We're the boys on the microphone, going live without a plan. No one's perfect, especially you. We're gonna take stuff if you don't know what to do. No matter how tempted the can, it's always good soup. Who's it gonna be? Who's it gonna be today? We're coming at ya. Who's it gonna be? Who's it gonna be today? This is gonna be the best. Who's it gonna be? Who's it gonna be today? We're coming at ya. Who's it gonna be? Who's it gonna be today? What's gonna happen next? We won't apologize if any of this offends you. We're just here doing what we can. We won't apologize for making your cheeks hurt. Laughing on the floor, this is the end.
Have a listen, kiddies, if you dare.
Welcome to the Good Soup Live. I am your host, William Baza. To my left, it's freaking me out. We're set up backwards. To my left is the beautiful Angelina Moretti. My wife Ginger Snaps on TikTok. And to her left is the one you've all been waiting for. We've been pumping people up for months about this. Marty Grabstein, the voice of Courage the Cowardly Dog.
I don't know what this gesture is, actually. It's something kind of a spiritual thing, and, you know, absorbing the adulation that I'm getting from the 5 people in the audience right
Yes.
now. Or is it 4 people? I'm not sure! All right, go ahead. I'm sorry, I'm messing up your intro.
no, you're good,
okay,
man.
so there's
You're
no
right on
format
par.
There's no
to this
format.
show.
I know
Yes.
you told me there's no format. Watch how you'll be hungering for a format soon. Go ahead.
No.
We're
It's
starting
been a
one
year.
next week. We actually do have we have an audience tonight, which is weird for us. Usually it's always just empty red seats. That's our
Yeah.
life.
We
Because
invited
this
her.
is for you lovely people out there. You know.
Yes.
Shall I
people
zoom
online.
out and show the brief crowd?
Sure.
Yeah, show a
Show
brief
their
crowd.
heads if you can.
Christian, you're a part of this, mister.
Oh, I'm
Little
here.
heads you got going on there.
Look at that.
See, Kate, I told you you'd be on
Very
there.
nice.
Hey,
See?
everybody, wave. Say hi, audience.
All right. Actually, let me just also turn off my phone.
All right, you
like-
can stop waving. You look stupid.
This is the family-friendly version of the Good Soup.
I mean,
Live.
kind of.
No,
I mean,
it's
our
not.
kids, so.
Yeah,
Hold
so
on, I got to turn my phone off. Wait
So-
a second. Okay, good.
You got that?
You got to do everything we got to do. Okay, go ahead. Let's get this thing on the road. What's going on here, man? See, you know how people do this?
yeah, but you don't have a watch.
It's ridiculous.
I do though.
But people do that.
Yeah. You
They
gotta
go
just-
like this. I don't know. Do we have time? They go like that. I don't know why. All right. I'm sorry.
So we got a new theme song. You guys heard it first?
Yes, and it's from A&A Sounds, which Andrew over there, that's his new band, and he is also one of the co-members of the people who made our old theme song, the wonderful Title Holder. Please go check out Title Holder. They just released a new song. It's really good. They do this like fucking Brady Bunch thing with all the because
you really?
because it's a ska band, so there's 86 members, so it's all boxes moving around.
Playing 20 horns and everybody's
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of that.
a lot of ska.
Everybody's bugging out.
No more Blippy. What? Wait, what happened, Ashley? No more Blippy. Well, no, and now we have Courage on the show, so that's
Ashley
all that
is one of the co-owners of Smodcast.
Smodcast.
Really?
Yeah.
Ashley?
Yeah,
That's
wow.
Ashley
yeah,
right
yeah,
there?
yeah. She's
Yes.
texting in.
She's texting in.
Exactly.
Ashley, how are you? Oh, wait, we can't talk back and forth, right?
I mean, it's on a bit of a
Frustrating how that
delay.
goes. All right.
Yes, we are in a bit of a delay.
Thanks for weighing in, Ashley. I
Yes, she
appreciate
said hi,
that.
Marty.
Great theater, man. Great theater. All right. Seriously, yeah.
All right, so Marty, we met at the film fest, and I wanted to tell people. I thought the story was funny, so I wanted to talk about it.
Okay.
So you were in a movie. What was the title of that movie
Well,
again?
I produced a movie about Hunter Thompson. By
way, when I'm talking out that way, it's going straight to camera.
Yes, it's going to the internet.
See how I'm doing that? I want to make sure it's going straight. I want to talk to the people out there. All right. Anyway, so I did this, produced a short film about the great journalist, gonzo journalist, Hunter Thompson, and I actually played Hunter Thompson.
I saw.
Yes,
And,
we saw.
you know, it's been going around the film festival circuit. It's been in 14 film festivals, won a couple of awards, moving on, continuing. So God bless. I'm very happy about that. So yes, okay, that was a little, you know, short-term thing. Short-term?
Yes.
All of a sudden, I'm giving my resume. I didn't know I was going to be giving my resume just now.
Yeah, just give
He's
us your
telling a
whole.
story about how we met, and then all of a sudden, I got to go ahead, Marty. What happened? What's going on? Talk to me, baby. Talk to me. It's going to go over. You're worried it's going over? It's going over. Nobody cares. They'll turn it off. They'll turn it off when it's time. All right.
So
They might be turning it off now, actually.
No,
No,
I actually got
no.
good engagement. So.
So
right.
now, did you guys? Do you know? Backhand is switch from the. Did you guys understand now why I thought Marty would be such a good addition to the show?
Yes.
You're right along with how shows anytime we have a guest go. It's off
So
the
this
rails.
is not that unbelievable, really.
No.
Oh no, it's
not
great.
at all.
It's
This
not
is
that
this is
astonishing.
what they show up here for, man. Is this? But all I was gonna say was like it's a bit different of a thing than Courage, that movie, the character you portray in that.
totally, yeah.
We saw the trailer. Unfortunately, the night you played here, I was working the door, so I didn't get to actually sit down and watch it.
We
But
watched
the
it today.
trailer, it looks like
We watched the trailer
seriously
today.
good. I was like,
thank
wow. It amazes me that you made the swing that hard from, you know, 'cause that
Courage
movie
to
is not for like
Hunter
I could
S.
not have
Thompson.
them here if we were going to show even the trailer for that movie.
It's
It would
what
be-
they call not safe for work.
Yeah.
NSFW.
I mean, now for all of our adult fans out there, because technically this is a show that benefits children but is not for children, go check it out. I have it linked already on the Good Soup Live site. so.
Childsplaycharity.org.
Thank you. Yeah, God bless. Thank you for that. Thank you for that.
I gotta plug
appreciate
that one.
that.
That was one of the few entries in the festival because I was running this theater when that was showing, and when it started and I saw you, I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go take a seat." So I left the booth and I
You
sat.
like hit
in
the buzzer. You're like, Ernie, I'm gonna need a minute. You're gonna have to run this for a few.
pretty much.
Well, I got home from work today and Bill's like, "Did you know Marty was in a Hunter S. Thompson movie?" I was like, "No." He's like, "This is from the film festival. Sit down." So we watched the trailer. I'm like, "Okay, I need to see it." I
Yeah,
need to-
yeah, we're gonna have to. We're
see
like
it.
You
waiting
you
now.
You enjoyed it?
Yes.
The trailer,
I-
we didn't
oh
see
my
the movie,
God,
but the
was
trailer was
awesome.
dope. I was like,
Oh, okay.
I
You
want to
watched
see
the
it.
trailer. You haven't seen the film
No,
yet.
not yet. 'Cause
Okay, yeah, no, yeah, you'll enjoy it. You'll enjoy it, definitely.
So what was the?
What happened already? We lost 2.
they're walking
50%
out
of
in
our audience
droves.
So what was the jump to that material for you? Like you've always done voiceover work, but for you as an actor,
How do you know I've always done voiceover work?
well, at least as far as I know, Courage and stuff like that.
yeah, but no, actually, but the truth be known,
You were on Law and Order.
yeah, the truth be known, Courage is actually more of a departure for me than the reverse being so. Because I have not done a lot of voiceover work. That's funny, but thank you. I hope the perception
I think-
continues to be that I do a lot of voiceover work because.
But I think it's because Courage is so iconic.
Courage is iconic.
I mean, that's
I-
an instant. We started looking when we were talking to people about you coming on. I wanted to really push and get a lot of people to come watch, right? And we started looking at the groups on Facebook, bro. You know, there's a petition group with what was it, 750,000 people have
Yes, to
signed to
bring
bring your show
Courage
back.
back, yes.
I'm like,
I weighed in once on that. For some reason, I didn't get responses. I'm not quite sure if they got it or not. Maybe they didn't get it.
There's a whole Reddit and subreddit for Courage and petition to bring it back that I got into and started
I am-
posting on.
we should start a TikTok trend.
So
Hashtag bring back Courage.
Yes.
Just to just continue to address what you had mentioned, Christian, is that, you know, I mean, as an actor, I mean, there's no question. Or whatever, everything looking good.
No, people are typing in, man. People are
Typing in. Oh, good stuff is happening.
yeah,
Yes,
sorry, yeah.
engagement.
All right.
Engagement.
Anyway, see, I'm saying this.
Lots of engagement.
Believe it or not, I do not contrary to what it might appear, have OCD. This is actually it's okay. It's okay to mention OCD. Right?
Yeah,
You're good.
Yeah.
I'm not offended.
All of a sudden, there was a Paul.
No, I'm trying to pay attention, man. You know, I have ADHD, so
Oh, okay.
I have to stare to.
Okay, I see. See, so I already made a mistake. It's okay. There'll be a few more.
What mistake? You didn't make.
It's okay. No, I made a mistake. It's okay. No,
We're gonna make 8,000 mistakes
Anyway,
tonight, so we're
That's
good.
what we
I
do.
love it. What's happening?
We make mistakes. That's our show. It's
That's
just
what you did.
it's really one beautiful fuck
Someone
up.
put
I
it-
love it.
It's
So-
hard
so-
to offend here, so.
I love it. I love it. So basically, as an actor, I mean, I've bounced around all over. I've done a lot of stage, a lot of theater, a lot of comedy. I've done much character work on TV shows, independent films, that kind of a thing. But Courage was like an incredible gift for me that fell into my lap. Of course, I never realized just how much of a gift it was. How would I know, right? You couldn't possibly know. I mean, the bottom line is, a friend of mine gave me a called me actually, and said that I hadn't actually spoken to her for a few years, and she somehow reached out to me and thought of me, which was really nice. Risa Newworth, thank you very much. And she said to me, you know, I'm working on this new TV show right now. I'm basically the assistant to John Dilworth, who's producing this and designing and animating and creating this new cartoon series called Courage the Cowardly Dog. And he has listened to every voiceover artist in the city and somehow cannot seem to arrive at a decision. He's heard over 300 voices, and he just can't quite decide how Courage should sound. And that was really what she had said to me. So at this point, I'm opening it up and reaching out to people. And so she reached out to me, and she said, come on in and just give it your shot, you know? And I gave it my shot. Didn't do a lot of thinking about it. Hadn't really thought about how it's, they basically said this terrified little dog who's frightened of everything, very neurotic, screams a lot, is really scared, but somehow pulls it together at the 11th hour and faces off against the forces of evil and, you know, that all that good stuff that we know for the courage to be, or any hero to be, right? And so I said, okay, great. So I went into the audition, and it was just like, I didn't know or hadn't really, again, thought about it, so I just went with some things. Yeah. At first, it was like, the way I'm talking right now, it was like this. Well, I don't know. All the things I do for love, you know. But and he loved that herky-jerky, all over the place type of thing, and he loved, there was the natural neurosis that I was able to endow my lines with or my sounds with. But he said, but can you do this? Can you pitch it up here and do it like that? And they said, yes, that's it. That's it. That's the one. In other words, he took this basically, said, I think we got it. I just got to get the go-ahead from Cartoon Network, and I think we're good. So it was like that simple. So basically what he did was he took a guy who was, who has a very kind of a low-pitched, raspy-sounding voice, and pitched him way out of his zone, and that's how the sound of Courage was born. Kind of crazy, really, when you think about that, right? So
That's
the audience
amazing.
is applauding. See,
It's an origin. It's an origin story.
see,
you know
if,
what I
if
mean?
we were Jimmy Kimmel, they would put up an applause sign, and everybody would applaud.
They'd hit a button
Yeah,
on
we
their
don't have
board.
one of those.
All right. So anyway.
I feel like Courage came along on the coattails of Ren and Stimpy. Like, people liked that quirky, strange, weird, but cool type of animation and cartoon and thought process.
I think
So,
so.
like, I think when that ended, and you had all the other cartoons that came out, like Liquid Television, and then you had Cartoon Network, which kind of started around that, right before that. and Courage came on, and I was in high school when Courage came out, and I freaking loved Courage.
So you got the more adult
Loved.
side of the
and
humor.
he was in grade
that's-
he was in grade school.
So like I like the show for a totally different reason
'Cause
than
I'm
she
old.
does. You know what I mean?
What was your reason?
Like I like the more like because that show has both like kid humor and then like adult undertones to
Yes,
it.
yes.
I didn't get the adult undertones when I watched it
I did.
when I was younger because I was a kid. She's older than me, so when she got she got the more subtle.
By 4 years, almost
younger
5.
than you.
Thank you, Marty.
Not to insult you, sir. Not to insult you, sir.
Getting put down by one of the best. I can deal with it.
See, even if it's not true, you got to say things like that. You understand? Now, I do think it is true.
Thank
I
you.
did not.
I
That was not a
appreciate
lie.
it.
I do think that you do look younger than him. But
Because she's a soulless ginger and she sucks the life
Because I have red hair.
The essence. My essence.
Why do you think I work the show from all the way up here?
Exactly. He doesn't want to get too close to me. I'll steal his soul.
I love
Dude,
it.
you wake up every day, you're like, why are there 4 more gray hairs? What the
So talk to
Why
me, baby.
Angie's
Talk
not allowed
me.
to look
Get back
directly
on
into the
track,
camera.
man.
There's no track.
So that's
Tell me more about my eyes.
Okay, so Chrissy, she is the Good Soup animator, I want to say, and she also does a lot of artwork for her comic book series, which is Emerald Angel Comics. She drew our logo tonight with Marty and Courage in it. Did you happen to see it?
He's
Oh,
all-
the one
yeah,
where
that-
I look like in my 20s?
Yes, yes,
And I'm thin.
Yes,
I'm a
yes.
thin guy in my 20s.
Holding Courage.
Holding courage.
She wants
Yeah.
to know
It
if
was
you
a-
like that.
I loved it.
See, Chrissy?
But Chrissy, the only problem was that it created anxiety in me because it made me think, how far I have fallen. How far the mighty have fallen. Look at that picture.
It's a glamour shot. You know what I
It's
mean?
a glamour shot.
That's exactly
But
what
it
it
was
is.
beautiful. It
What did
was
you-
absolutely beautiful.
There we go.
Marty, do you remember what you said about me when you saw it? Marty's like, well, I just looked at yours and it looks way better than you do in person.
I did say that.
And I'm way
I
skinny
was
in
like,
mine,
true.
too. So, but yes, Chrissy, he likes it very much. We have a lot of people asking questions.
Yeah, it's a lot. Okay, so but I want to address your question, Ange, because I feel like a lot of the times when we do the expos and stuff, you don't want to ask, or you don't want to be that guy. So ask your question. She has a legit question about something like the way the show transitioned that I think is actually interesting.
You've probably been asked a bunch of times, but why did they suppress Courage's voice from season 1 to season 2? Why did they
Like
not make him so wordy? Why did they
Why did
take
they-
out a lot of his language and a lot of his verbiage?
It's a very good question. Yes, I am asked that. I don't think I'm asked that quite enough because I got news for you. A lot of people don't even give it any thought at all. Meaning they kind of went, a lot of people that are, the people that started off with Courage noticed that the first season Courage did do a good deal of, it wasn't conversational. It was, all the things I do for love and, I have a feeling something bad is going to happen.
Yes.
Or I'll save you, Muriel, things
Yes,
like that,
yes,
right?
yes.
With the stuff that, by the way, when I go to conventions, and I've been doing that a heck of a lot recently,
Yes.
people want me to say those lines. They
Yeah.
you say this, say that, and it's like, it's interesting. So, but most people don't get that. A lot of people, because let's say they started watching it when reruns were happening.
Right.
So they would sometimes, after a while, they would split them all apart, and they do one and one.
Yeah.
One where he did from the first season and one from another season. So sometimes it would be that sometimes he talks, sometimes he doesn't, and don't give it much thought. As to your question, the answer that I was given, whatever this, whatever weight this carries.
Okay.
It seems like I was given the inside answer, but there might have been maybe another answer. I don't know. But basically, they said that it had nothing to do with your performance. They loved your performance. Essentially, because all the nonverbal stuff, all the and the screams, I may as well get out.
Been waiting for that the whole
Get
show.
that out of the way, see? So then I can just, calm down. You got the screams, and you can take that. Christian will take it. He'll throw it in later. He likes to do that.
We'll reuse it in post.
He'll mess it up.
Yeah,
I'll say
exactly.
something, and he'll use a scream to punctuate it, and he'll even have Buddy Rich doing ba-bum-bum.
Exactly.
Does anybody remember Buddy Rich?
Best drummer ever.
Love you, Christian. See, I knew Christian would know that. I
The
don't know
only
why.
one that could ever verse Animal from the Muppets and come out as a winner.
Nice.
Amazing. Absolutely the best drummer ever. Anyway, but that being said, so the answer I was given was, boy, I've taken a long time to give this answer.
It's
I
okay.
hope that what I was doing
okay.
along the way was interesting.
Yes, it was.
How many people thought this was interesting? Even though I haven't given the answer yet. All right.
We're all sitting here mesmerized. Like, you should have like little
all of
like
you
milk
out there,
cartons.
out of the 4 people, I got it wrong. It's 4. All 4 of them raised their hand. They did
Yes.
it under duress, but they raised their hand nonetheless. Anyway, so the reason
Ernie's back
why I was given was that they thought all that stuff was so funny, and they watched focus groups responding, and so the focus groups were laughing a lot from all that stuff. And when I would say things like, "Oh, what'll I do? What'll I do?" or "Oh, I don't know," whatever I'd be saying, right?
Right.
They were more just, but it's not supposed to be funny. In other words, I think they honestly, I think it was a misguided decision. I don't think it really hurt that much because I think the character was beloved anyway, and the stories
Yes.
and the animation, the character itself, and I had set the tone with that first season. So it's almost like some people, he's talking less, but it didn't matter because they already now loved the character. So,
But what I think was wonderful
but
about that
ultimately,
is
so they
that
said we're going to remove. But the silliness about that. Oh, I'm sorry, because hold on a second. The silliness about that, in my mind, was that at times he then would talk. He out of nowhere he would go 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes. He'd say that, or he'd say Muriel. He'd do that, and then wouldn't talk the rest of the way. So if he can say Muriel, then why wouldn't he say the other things? It was always a source of discussion. Does Courage talk? Does Courage not talk? They already had a talking dog, Scooby-Doo, right?
Yes.
And he's not really a talking dog because nobody hears him talk except the audience that's watching it, and perhaps those monsters or, the Hunchback of Nowhere, one of my favorite episodes, definitely heard him. But ultimately, it was viewed as, at one point, pardon me. By the way, folks, I'm not sick, so you're not going to be getting anything through there. I actually
No
have
virtual
chronic-
diseases.
No virtual.
I don't have any
No BDs.
diseases except for chronic bronchitis, which is a very Jewish, it's a Jewish disease. Chronic bronchitis. See, it's okay to say Jew, right? Because I'm a Jew, so I can say Jew, right? You're allowed to do that. There's no problem with that. All right.
best job ever.
You heard it here, folks.
You heard it here, right? All right. So anyway, basically they were able to kind of, they did that, and I didn't understand it, but it didn't make any sense to me. But yeah, it was ultimately great, and in some ways it was harder for me because I had to create all of this communication without the benefit of those lines. So it was kind of a challenge to me as an actor. My ego suffered. My ego was, where's my lines? They took my lines away. But ultimately it was a good thing. I mean, it was fine. It worked fine. The shows were great anyway, despite that.
Agreed. Agreed.
So you asked one question, you got the 20-minute monologue.
And that's okay.
Hey,
And
listen,
that's-
this is what we're
that's
here
what
for.
But I
So
think that was one of the better things about what ended up happening with that character in the later seasons was because one of the things I love personally about Courage is that it sets you up to enjoy more atmospheric things. Because there wasn't a lot of dialogue, you still got this great sense of dread, comedy, and horror, but then that led you towards other things later in life, like George's other materials that you were ready for because, I loved Courage as a kid. and I was ready for it. So it's like a stepping stone piece. So
Yes.
while that does suck that it was done that way, I think it was just one of those situations where like it ended up maybe doing something really, really cool. At least-
Nobody was being a jerk. Everybody was just trying to do good. They know that it was a good show. People liked it.
I
They
loved
just
it.
wanted to do their best, and they made a decision. I disagree with it ultimately in retrospect, but I do understand what Christian is saying. Probably it did kind of streamline it a little bit more. Every line you take out, there's a chance to have some visual stuff
Yep.
going on. So, and it is a visual medium, so perfectly understandable.
You know what I love?
Wow.
That the omnipresent one, God, apparently loves courage. and that is
That's what we call Christian.
he's our omnipresent God of the
Because
Good Soup
he
Live.
can't-
He's
he
the
can't-
voice from
he's
the
up
clouds.
there.
You
Somewhere.
lost me a little bit at first.
Sorry, our fan base. There's literally merch that has Christian in the clouds with the.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Like
We
yeah,
had a
that's
God
our-
light at one point, so anytime he would talk, the light would come on. Because
This
Yeah,
is
we
why. This is why whenever I speak, I tell Bill, "You got to be looking around for me, God damn it!"
I was looking around, but nobody was paying attention
Well,
because
Chris-
there's no audience.
Well, Kristen, I
Well,
watched.
there's
I've
4.
watched you a few times on the Secret Stash show.
Shout out to the Secret Stash.
Shout out to
Podcast.
Mike and
Julia.
Julia.
Mike and
Mike
Julia.
and
They're the
Julia,
best.
who actually, God bless them, made it possible for me to get into the Smart Castle Film Festival by telling me about it and steering me towards Ernie. A shout out to Ernie. Is Ernie still here?
Yeah, he's out there
he's
somewhere.
probably up in the booth.
God bless Ernie!
There you go.
Wherever you are! Anyway,
He might
all
pop
of this
out.
happened. Thank you, Mike and Julia, for steering me in the right direction. And
So
I hope
technically,
to see you soon.
then, if you think about it, Live at the Secret Stash is the reason you're here on the Good Soup Live. Because if you didn't go to the film fest, we would have never met.
No, it's not live at the Secret Stash. I actually went to the Secret Stash. I did a signing at the Secret
Yeah,
Stash.
we were supposed.
No,
to,
I know we
yeah.
were supposed to be there.
We were supposed to be there.
But
We had
most
car trouble.
definitively, The Secret Stash led to the Smart Castle Film Festival for Marty Grabstein and his little Hunter Thompson.
So we owe Mike Zapsik another thank you, Mike and Julia.
Yes.
Mike and Julia, thank
Shout
you.
out.
Shout out.
Send them love in the
Nice.
comments, people.
So Matt Leonard actually has a question for Marty. So he wants to know about when Thea White passed, Muriel.
Yeah.
He wants to know basically how that affected you.
Oh man, it was terrible. Interesting thing. First of all, she was just such a lovely person, just a wonderful human being, like a rare, truly an angel. When and I felt this, when I first met her, on the set of Courage in the studio of Courage, 24 years ago, and 25 years ago actually. It's 25.
We're getting old.
So I know.
Me
but-
too.
So she was, such a delight, and we always connected. When we'd be at parties together for the show, and we would sometimes run into each other, ships passing in the night, because each time we went to the studio, we were alone in the studio. There was none of that. Tom Hanks and Cameron Diaz, they're all hanging out and playing with each other and sitting around, And then Cameron Diaz gets to be in a t-shirt, no makeup. She gets to really slum it with the regular. I love her. She's a good lady. I don't know Cameron Diaz. What do I know from Cameron? Anyway, so we'd be alone in the booth. Mm-hmm. But I loved. We were very connected. But interestingly enough, when we got when they revitalized Courage by when Warner Brothers decided to shoot the crossover of a year and a half ago, just came out.
I know.
Courage meets Scooby-Doo. I know you were going to probably ask me about that. but
I was, but it's okay. All right, so here we'll do it now. Marty, can you tell me more about Courage Meets Scooby-Doo? Because it's like literally my favorite thing right now.
nauseous from this already. Anyway, no,
I know.
it's okay. I'm not that nauseous. I mean, I'm going to be all right. But so anyway, who's the name of the person I'm answering?
Matt.
Matt. So anyway, Matt. So you know, when we decided to do that thing, you know, when Warner Brothers did that and we both were put together again, we reconnected and we kind of became like friends, like on a regular basis friends. So it was like we just got together and there was like we would be talking, you know, 2 or 3 times a week for like a couple of hours, sometimes at 2 o'clock in the morning. Cause I'm up late and she was always up very late. So we'd have long conversations, and so we became very close. And I was devastated when she died. It was a terrible, sad thing for me. I really was broken up by that, and but I am so happy that she got to do the movie.
That is.
She got to do it. She
That's
didn't get
awesome.
to see herself in the movie, though actually that's not true. She came in for ADR work and did get to see some of the movie, of hearing her voice back in the saddle again. So there was some element of seeing that. But I'm grateful for that. I'm glad that she was here for that and we did that together. And so, yeah, it blew me away, Matt. Very, very devastating. Yeah.
So the Courage Scooby-Doo crossover, we showed Caitlin with the day. Was it?
That would be audience member number
the
2.
smallest audience
Caitlin.
member. We saw it was coming out, and Bill's like, "We have to watch it." I was like, "Wait, there's a Courage Scooby-Doo
I ordered
crossover?"
it before I
He
even
goes,
asked.
"Yes," and so we actually bought it the day it was released on Amazon. And we're like, "Caitlin, sit down. You have to watch this." And she goes, "What is that god awful noise every time Courage is around and the spooky person, the bad, that boop 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 boop?" It's like, you know what I'm talking about? The
No,
sound?
no, I'm kidding.
Dun, dun, dun,
Yes!
dun,
I
dun,
do.
dun.
I'm just messing with her.
It almost sounds like a hammer hitting an anvil.
Yes!
partially.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a regular Courage effect, right?
So yeah, it was
Yeah.
a regular Courage effect,
I know
but
exactly what you're talking
she
about.
literally was like, "What is that?" And kept doing it like every 5 or 10 minutes.
Thanks to Jody Gray. Wonderful work.
So like she knows now from watching the cartoons that she's like this morning we're sitting in the car before school and she's like, "There's that god awful sound again." I was like,
So you were listening to. So you enjoyed the movie?
Oh,
Caitlin?
she loved it.
Caitlin, right?
yeah, you loved it, right? Aiden, have you seen it?
Not yet, but I do want to.
Okay.
You definitely check it out. Aiden,
Yes.
definitely check it out.
Jess, did you see it? No, you guys have to see it. It's good because
She's got
Matthew
other things she's got things to
Lillard
do.
does Shaggy's voice.
Yeah,
too.
they got Matt back to do Shaggy too. So it's and there was someone else from the original Scooby-Doo cast as well.
Frank
that they
Welker.
brought back.
Frank Welker,
Yes.
Yeah.
who was from the original Scooby-Doo.
Right.
Right, Mike?
Yes.
Frank Welker, the original Scooby-Doo,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
From '69,
Yes.
correct? Fred.
The
No,
original.
he was Fred from '60. See, Christian was going to correct me on that.
Yeah.
Sorry, Christian.
No
Mike
worries. No, I was
Lopez.
agreeing with you.
Sorry, yeah, right, but Fred started. No, because I got it wrong, is what I'm saying. Fred started, he started as Fred, but became Scooby and Fred, right, together?
Yeah.
Wow.
I
I
told
didn't
you
even
that
know
this
that.
weekend.
I know you told me that this weekend, but I'm going to be honest with you.
He doesn't pay attention to what I say a lot,
I don't
and
pay
then I
attention when
repeat
any-
myself a lot.
You know what?
I have ADHD. I'm sorry.
That's not an excuse anymore, because so do I.
Think of it this way. There's a positive in that. There's a silver lining. The silver lining is that you continue to have airtime.
Yeah, exactly.
Instead of one thing, you get 2 things. So add that up a lot. You're getting 50% bump up in airtime because he's not paying attention the first time. I don't know. I just thought that was a maybe good thing.
So
She's
this
been
is how
telling
much
me
she
for
doesn't-
3 months to put a tire on her car. It's just so nay.
So okay, so we're gonna talk about this one. On the way here today, he's like, "What were you?" He's like, "Oh, I got all these things accomplished." Now I asked him to do one thing last night, one thing, and I said, "Bill, can you please take the trash out today?" And he's like, "Yes." And I'm like, "I'm not gonna have to text you and remind you. I'm not gonna have to call you, right? Because I do that a lot because he is so ADHD." No. I get home from work today and he's out, and I open the trash can and it is overflowing in the kitchen.
Right.
And I'm like,
I felt horrible too because I gave her so much shit last night. I was like, hey, don't fucking text me 45 times reminding me to take the trash out.
Language! Shit. Fuck, what's going on?
It's all right.
No, it's okay.
But,
it's your show. Do what you want to do.
so yeah, he
See,
literally
I'm
was
gonna
like,
not curse The reason I'm gonna not curse has nothing to do because as soon as the mics go off, I'm like a sailor. But I'm imagining that there will be children watching, and I have my.
No, we're actually supposed to be
these are
for
the only
adults.
2 kids. That's it.
Yeah, we like all my stuff is set to 18 and up, man. I don't like kids watch this.
So do
Just
And
my
we put
2 kids.
explicit.
do kids rarely watch it?
Ever,
No,
not ever.
Never.
Then fuck that.
Just my
Gives a
kids.
shit. Say whatever the hell I want to say, right?
Exactly.
All right.
It is a show for a
you with
charity
me,
for
Caitlin?
kids,
Yeah.
not. We're
We made it 31 minutes.
See?
And what do I care if somebody somewhere takes a piece of me saying fuck that and has Marty Grabstein and it goes viral? Who gives a shit?
They're gonna put
It'll
it.
be good for me.
Somebody will animate it, and it's gonna be
Bro.
Courage saying "fuck that."
You don't understand. We have the first official Courage fuck this
That's right,
on the
that's
internet
right.
on the Good Soup Live.
Chrissy
Then I say,
Wiseman,
ladies
you
and
know what to do.
Ladies and gentlemen, just want to say, I want to address the gentlemen of the court that it was me, even though I personally was, saying words like fuck and shit and whatever, scumbag. I said all those words, right? But it was never meant for the children. I always respected the children, and I do not, and I resent you besmirching the name of Courage, the cowardly dog, by deigning to drag him through the mud, the sludge of this horrendous social media nonsense. Well, I'm not buying it, is all I'm saying. So I'm done with you all, ladies and gentlemen of the court.
There we go.
All right.
Marty Grabstein, ladies and
Hang up
gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Applause.
Apparently,
Bring up the applause. All right. All right. It's all right. He'll fix it in post.
apparently, all of our audience is going bananas right now.
The Good
pretty
Soup
good,
Live
right?
has made the child cartoon voice curse. They're blaming us.
That was pretty good. That was a good soapbox right there. We do have boxes you could have actually stood on and done that too.
Yeah, but I would have had to show my difficulty getting on
Get
the
that
box.
man an Oscar.
What if
Christian,
I
could you pull
slipped
up the
and
Oscar
fell?
music?
I got you.
Thank you, Kristen.
This is probably going to go down in history as the funniest Good Soup Live episode on record.
Bless you.
So what else do we have on our list to talk about
Remember,
tonight?
man, hold on.
There's a whole bunch of stuff on here that you definitely put on here. That
Hold on.
You wanted to know other things about me. Stuff that goes beyond.
beyond courage,
Beyond courage.
beyond. Talk about Marty the person.
I don't know. You sure you want to go down there?
I mean,
Could have a level of grotesquerie hitherto unknown by the people on the Good Soup Live.
Listen, we had Johnny
Hither-
as a co-host for a year,
hitherto
so you know.
unknown.
Okay, all right.
that's in the Doctor Strange says that in Marvel.
Hitherto unknown.
And the only reason I know is because they actually make like a whole thing about it, and it's funny because I've only heard 2 other people ever say that.
Hitherto?
Yeah,
Well, it's
hitherto unknown.
But
They'll
it's also, it's a Shakespearean kind of borrow.
I didn't know that. I'm
Yeah.
fairly.
I mean, listen, Stan Lee was very smart. I mean, he found these things, the way he had the Norse legendary and having them see the, forsooth thou thinkest, how he has Thor talking.
Yeah.
And then when he's Don Blake, suddenly he's like, oh, but Jane, I want her. I can't tell her that I love her. And there's a forsooth, man, So anyway,
Danielle Lane wants to know if you're married.
who wants to know?
Danielle Lane, I think she wants to
Danielle.
propose.
God bless you, Danielle. Yes, I am married. I am happily married to a wonderful lady. Her name is Nancy Hughes. I know she doesn't like to be.
And I actually can vouch for that. I met your wife, and she
You
was
met Nancy.
super awesome.
Great lady. I have 2
So-
lovely children.
And she let me borrow you for the night.
That she did.
Which
She
is
was great.
wonderful.
She let you
Matthew
out.
and Daniel. I know, what's her name, Laney?
Danielle
I
Lane.
was close, Danielle, right? I'm looking at the Wait, there you are. I'm looking at the I'm looking at that. It's no good. Then the camera's getting me going like that. There's Danielle.
Yes, there.
Sorry,
way.
Danielle. I'm looking at you now. Yes. Anyway, yeah, two wonderful kids, Matthew and Daniel. And yes, they are the lights of my life. Absolutely.
So I do have another question. I apologize. So from your work on Courage, and then even the stuff that you've done as an actor, has it inspired the thought process of maybe wanting to try your own attempt at making your own cartoon? Like, has that ever crossed your mind, or is that maybe not in the books for you?
Yes, I have been thinking about that, because really all I have to do is fund it, get fun. And the point is, we're talking about funding a 10-minute thing. We're not talking about funding a series. We're talking about funding a 10-minute pilot or a 7-minute pilot or something. I have just been, because I am now, I'm now in the midst of production on a new short film that I produced. See, when you produce stuff, then you could do stuff you want to do, which seems to be the direction that the theater, or that the entertainment industry, that certainly television and film, people are doing their own things, and that seems to be, if you want to work as an actor. So that's really something, instead of waiting around or hoping somebody's you're gonna score this big thing, the idea is to just go out, and because we do these are the things we do for love. And that, by the way, is not an accident, and kind of a little ironic, because that expression, the things I do for love, actually came from the famed chorus line. I don't know if you knew that.
I did not.
You did not know that.
I didn't know that either.
There's a song called What I Did for Love, actually. And it basically became this like testimonial, or this ode to, the theater, saying, these are actors who so desperate to play, they go through all this stuff, and maybe they make no money, and maybe they get rejected 800 times, and they're depressed and all kinds of stuff. And then ultimately they score something, and they really want it, and they're so happy to be acting, to be doing, what they want to do, what means something they love so dearly. And so the song was, just a beautiful song, about, what I did for love, and the idea that, is it worth it? And, you got to wonder, is it worth it? Most people will say it's not worth it. But, and I would say they would have a very good, there are times when I say it's certainly not worth it. But there's something so wonderful about being able to actually do your work. Actually get up and act and do something because you're good at it and because you love it and it makes you so happy. And I'm probably happier than most people on the planet Earth that I get to do that, even if I make nothing, even if I lose money on the venture. It doesn't really matter in the long run, as long as I have a roof over my head and something to do. The idea is that you're doing something that means something to you. What I did for love. All right.
Yeah. No, you sound like Bill. I feel
That's what the motto has been for this whole thing. Was I don't need to make a bunch of money off it. Like I drive an ambulance for a living. I do that. I mean, so like the stuff I'm working on, like we do it because we want to do it.
Yes.
We do it because people like watching it. We don't need. You know what I mean? I don't need the financial validation.
But when things happen, financial validation, it's really wonderful.
Oh, I bet it'll be amazing. So, guys, feel free to go visit the merch shop.
Yeah.
That's at thegoodsouplive.com.
Shameless plug.
Shameless
Why did
plug.
I start talking about that just now?
I don't know. We were talking about production.
Yeah, and so I am in the process of doing, and I'm answering Christian's question.
That was it. Okay.
And I'm in the process of, I'm in production for a new. Don't worry, I'm going to answer your question. Don't you worry, my dear. You are next on the agenda. I'm calling it. She's next on the agenda.
Got it. We've got guys. Everybody, hold the comments.
Right. Yeah, hold up just for a moment. But anyway, so yes, I'm in production for another fun show, a fun short film that I'm very excited about. But when I was having a discussion, preliminary discussion. The discussion was, how do you want to do this? And would you consider having it be animated, like an animated film. And I thought about it, and I was like, wow, yeah, that could be great. And then I thought, you know what? Not this one. Not this one. This one I wanted to be me, because of the various elements of the film. I would like it better if it's just me, the actor, going through it. But ultimately, to create another cartoon, that would be wonderful.
He's like,
My own cartoon. Yes, that would be terrific. And I'd get all these wonderful people that know how to do this
awesome.
I think
stuff
that would
that
be
I don't know how to do.
terrific.
Go ahead, darling.
Caitlin?
Caitlin. What was it like playing the voice for Courage? It was very hard for me to even understand exactly what was going on, because all I knew was that I got this big job. I went through a whole speech about acting, right? Pardon me. And I did this big job, and I was the lead character. So it was like, this is really wonderful. So I walked in like, wow. I was like, nothing mattered really at that point. Yeah. But then when I went into the room and they kind of had a music stand, a standing mic, a standing music stand with the vocal script on it over here. You okay, dude? Did I make that happen? I mean,
Everybody's a little nervous, but you are by far.
Young lady here. What are we doing? The microphones.
Yeah, you're leading. I'm watching it travel in. I'm like, what are you doing? All right. Sorry.
Thank you. God bless you. See, you're getting more airtime already.
Yeah, right.
Speak. Once again, you're getting airtime. It's endless. All right.
So,
you know what? Next time.
Leave her at home.
She does the whole thing. Give her just one show where she does the whole thing.
He's done this before. He's literally walked off the stage, and I've literally carried the show.
Come back. What's in the box? What's in the box?
He wants to see how many views we're getting.
What is that? All right.
That's TikTok on that one there. That one's TikTok, and then the rest of this stream
so this is streaming on TikTok too.
So that's TikTok. Yeah. This is Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. Yes.
No,
that's TikTok.
So it was wild that, there was a water, and right next to me was a
bottle of bourbon.
A larger script. A larger script which had like storyboards, they call them, with illustrations.
Oh, that's cool.
So I would get a general idea of what's actually going on while I'm saying my lines. And then it was like, okay, Marty, number 1, number 3. We would just I'd read a line off of each thing. All right, now this one says he screams. So give us a big loud scream. That was it, one thing at a time. It actually was very mundane. It wasn't like this wild, fun, creative thing, but it was creative because within the context of that mundanity, you have to create stuff. The sterility of the environment, was actually, I had to bypass that and create this stuff. So it was quite an interesting thing. I was so happy, always happy to be going there. The people were great. My vocal director, Peter Hernandez, he was mostly with me, though John Dilworth did sometimes, direct me as well. And they were great. Everybody was great, and it was just, I feel like it was such a blessing, and I'm especially finding it a blessing now.
Because now you get to meet the people like
now
that.
I'm meeting people. I'm going out to conventions.
Because it's all nostalgia right now. It's a big thing that everybody wants to reboot and relive their years when they were younger.
That's the human condition.
Oh, it's amazing.
Would never have imagined that.
So
that was
I was in Dollar General last night, and the person at the register had on like a Rugrats shirt, and they had all of these 90s cartoon tattoos up and down their arm. And I was like, did you ever watch Courage, the Cowardly Dog? And they're like, yes. I said, well, guess what? And I pitched our whole show to him in the middle of Dollar General.
She's been pitching it to like all right, so Angie is a nurse, and she's been pitching it to doctors like during procedures. Like she's telling them like you're coming on our show. You know, so it's like it's like
maybe.
slide the liver out of the way. By the way, the Cowardly Dog.
They're
Monday.
young. They're younger. They're a lot younger than me. And I was like, did you guys ever watch Courage, Cowardly Dog growing up? And one of the docs was like Dr. Penn.
Yes.
He was like, well, I
My
would
doctor.
watch it when my parents went to sleep at night because I wasn't. He's only 33. So he said, I'd watch it when my parents went to sleep at night because I wasn't allowed to watch it during the day when they were home. So he said he used to watch it on Cartoon Network late at night. He's like, and I would sit there and he's like, so I'm going to try and watch tonight.
That's great.
So
That's
I
great.
was like, yes.
I watched it when I was a kid. Then we watched those cartoons when we were adults. Because for a while there, I don't know if you remember, man, but for like a while after like Oz went off and The Sopranos ended, all the good HBO shows were kind of dying down. Like there wasn't any real good new TV out.
I know.
So we just went right back into Courage and Ren and Stimpy
that's
and
good to
Cat
know,
Dog.
yeah.
Cat
I'm
Dog.
sure to a certain extent, Dilworth
Pinky and the
took
Brain.
some of the visual of Courage at times from Ren and Stimpy, a little bit of that. Wouldn't you say, Christian?
Yeah, I'd say so. Just
A little bit of it.
I'm like,
you know.
yeah.
I feel
Apparently
like
God dropped his mic.
Yeah.
I was just rushing back, and then I heard my name, and I was like, uh-oh.
Ren and Stimpy was
Okay, no, I
one
was,
of my
should
favorites.
you want me to repeat it?
No, I heard it. I was
Okay.
like, I agree.
They heard me in,
Oh.
they heard me in Passaic. But anyway, yeah, I don't know, just a little bit of that, I guess, to a certain. Did I answer your question? Yeah. By the way, Christian, one more thing. For anybody who wants to watch, there is. I actually did do a cartoon within the last couple of years. I actually did one where I actually did a cartoon for this really kind of a wunderkind, film school graduate who did a cartoon for his, I guess, his grade or whatever it might be, or whatever you call it. I don't know what you actually call it, but he wrote and animated and created this whole this. I guess one could call it a pilot episode for a potential series that he's trying to pitch around, and he actually had me do one of the two main characters and a supporting character. I have both voices, two very different voices. It's called Cats of New York. C-A-T-S. No, K-A-T-S.
Like
not
cats.
Z.
Yes.
Not like cats. I told them he should change the title of it because people are going to think it sounds like
Well,
girls.
that's like Bill
The
goes,
Cats
look at
Hotel.
this. It says Cats in New York. He's like, I wonder what this is.
I was
Cats
looking
of
at it and
New
I'm like,
York. It's called Cats of New York, and it's fun. I think it's a good cartoon. So it is on YouTube. So if you have in it, and it's an open, you can check it out. Just look up Cats of New York, and you could check out that I did the couple of voices from this new cartoon. That was kind of
you're getting the inside scoop here, people. Like you
know.
really are.
a lot of people don't know about that because
No,
it's not
we looked up a bunch. Like for anytime
We
I bring
looked up
someone
some
on, I look
obscure
up
things, yeah.
everything that to get a refresher on everything because I don't want to overlook any of the accomplishments, man. I mean, like everything you do is actually. I mean, it's really really good.
No, everything I do is not really.
Look, your courage you brought up. That other
Absolutes
movie I saw
never
with her.
work. Everything I do is really. It makes me happy.
Well, I'm sorry. Your projects that I can view on IMDb and things that I can
No,
Google
thank you.
are
No, I
very
appreciate
good.
that.
Yes.
I just, Christian, you're gonna check that out.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Now, I believe everyone has a big question, and we have to address it because we are at Smodcastle Cinemas.
Smodcastle Cinemas.
So,
Very exciting.
and I hate to put you on the spot, but
Oh,
this
go ahead.
is an easy one. Ready? We ask everyone that comes on this show this. What is your favorite Kevin Smith movie?
How about Daredevil 1 through 30?
What?
No. Because it's funny because that's how I actually came upon the Kevin Smith name is that I was a comic book collector. See that, Kevin? See, I was like the comic books, Kevin. If you're not doing anything, if you're not running all over God's green earth, take a moment, look at this thing. I'm a comic book lover. All right, anyway. So that's how I actually loved it. But I really did enjoy very much Dogma. That was my kind of thing also. Very dark, very funny, but very dark and unapologetic, which I like. What do you think? Dark and unapologetic. God bless you, Kevin. Thanks for that. Wait, am I blowing too much smoke up his ass? I'm blowing too much smoke up your ass! You're the great Kevin Smith! I know! I'm at your Smart Castle Cinema. I'm sitting here in a dark room with 4 people in the audience. All right, thank you!
He's talking to Kevin.
I'm talking to Kevin. All right.
So good.
Great guy, by the really, just an amazing guy. Actually.
Oh yeah.
And I'm very thankful.
Listen, we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the view askew.
By the way, Kevin Smith did something very classy for me personally. Not that I asked him to do it, and this was even particularly good. I was doing a signing at Secret Stash for Mike and Julia, and he actually, and I know he's been back and forth all over that. This guy is just moving every which way.
He's a busy man.
Crazy energy, right? And he actually recorded a really cool video where he was pitching, hey, go see Marty Grabstein. He's going to be at the Secret. Marty, the voice of courage, the cowardly dog. And he seemed very excited. I almost got the sense that he actually did care about courage. I found out later on that he did like courage. But, he was holding the Funko Pop, and he was, talking about it, and it's so cool.
Do you know how hard it is to find the Courage Funko Pops?
Yeah.
We have...
We searched for 2.5 weeks straight. I couldn't... I not one anywhere.
We even went to
Funko Pops.
Englishtown auction and went to all the pop places.
Hold on a second. Yeah, these are really, I know, they are really hard. It was hard for me to get them. I have some now, which I use now to bring to the events, to the conventions, yes.
Bill, I literally just found one. $23
From where?
on Macari.com. You want me to
Yeah,
send
no,
you
but
the-
we didn't have that kind of time, buddy. I needed to buy them in
actually
person.
in all the pop
So I
stores
drove
that have
through.
all the
I
obscure
did
pops.
3 toy stores, the
Englishtown.
privately owned, and then I also went out to Englishtown because there's 2 pop guys out there.
That have thousands of them.
Bring them to me, and I will sign them for
Fair
you,
enough.
all right? For you lovely people, right? Just whenever you get a chance. But how about this, huh? Can you zero in? This is shameless self-promotion in the worst way.
There you go. Just cut us right out of frame. I mean, fuck it, right?
Shameless self-promotion. Are you getting in? Are you getting in on that, Christian?
Yes, I am.
God bless. Marty Grabstein,
There you go.
Kevin Smith. One day, Kevin, if we ever get the chance, if you ever get the chance, you're not doing anything. You got nothing better to do. You see Marty Grabstein. I'll come to see you. We'll sit down. We'll have a cup of coffee, and we'll sign each other's. This is my Funko Pop that you'll sign for me, and I will sign this for you. It'll be a beautiful thing, won't it? Sometimes I discuss myself. It's a funny thing, but it's a good disgust.
But it's a good frame up, man.
Self-promotion,
I mean,
100%.
Is there possible there's a good self-disgust? There can be
Nah.
a good. Get this.
Oh wow! All right.
Shit out of here. No, leave it here, right?
Yeah.
Well, on that,
Leave it there for the rest of the thing. Yeah.
well,
I
on
put
that
it
note,
on to
we
the
have
side. I want to. Yeah.
Marty. We have one more question.
Uh-oh.
What's up, bud? Aiden.
So I'm curious, 'cause I'm a big Courage fan. And
Oh, bless you, man. Thank you.
big fan of video games and developing stuff, but I have played one. It's called Courage Old Win. Sorry. It's a fan game, and it's supposed to look like a haunted PS2 game that was never finished.
Yeah.
I'm curious if you ever heard of it.
No.
Do you
By
want
that
to?
look, that's a no.
Do you
Can
want
I-
to, buddy?
Wait, is
He
it?
can set you up.
Is it online, or can you get it like you can actually have the game?
No, it's not like a real game. It's supposed to look like it's like a PlayStation game, but it's not actually. It's made by a person.
So was it a video?
It's a fan base game, right?
Can you play though, or you just watch it?
No, you play it.
Oh.
It's kind of like, so it takes the idea of courage and puts its own story in it.
Oh boy, it could be
What is it?
terribly frightening. The thing is,
The 14-year-olds don't
Aiden, I want you to know, my first response, my first instinct is to actually, A, find out about it, B, somehow insinuate myself into it, and then I'm remembering, wait a second, this could be this is the Wild West out there.
Yeah, right.
And so this could be kind of messed up. So I got to be careful. How can I check it out, though? Can I look at it?
Can you send me the info and I can get it over to Marty?
Can you do that?
Yes, we can link you up, buddy.
It's relatively short and it's very cryptic, so
We'll take care of it. All right, listen, we actually have to wrap up. We're at an hour.
Oh, wow.
So, but what I want to do before we wrap
Wait,
up.
you don't go any further? You don't go longer than an hour?
Not usually, yeah.
Okay, okay.
But I wanted to bring up our two fans, just because they wanted to get on the stream so bad. Both of them asked. Come on up, guys. We
Come
have
on up, guys.
both of my kids. We have Aiden Baza
kids.
and
God
Caitlin
bless
Lynch.
you.
And they're in the audience because they're Courage the Cowardly Dog fans. I can't talk tonight. Damn.
It's okay.
It's all those damn edibles.
Yeah, right. I gotta chill.
Come on, baby.
Bad parent stuff.
Now, what did they want to do?
I just want to bring them up. They wanted to get on the stream. Come on in, bud. Come in, say hi to everybody out there in the internet world.
Should we?
Say hi.
I feel like I'm not quite sure what I'm supposed to do.
What do I do with my hands?
Is this like a photo?
Kind of, I guess.
What we're doing?
We're getting
We do a
pictures
picture,
on my
you
show
know.
live.
So now this is promotion on top of promotion.
Yes, pretty much.
Everybody smile.
Wait, how do I look?
You look good.
You look
hair
good.
looks good. All right.
Yeah, your hair
You all
looks
look
good.
fabulous.
We're looking at you. We're looking right there.
I want to thank Marty Grabstein for coming out. I want to thank all you guys for coming out and watching.
One more thing.
Marty, go ahead.
One more thing. No, I'll do it on mine. I'll do it on my mic. I want to thank everybody who's tuned in here. I want to thank these lovely people, Bill and Angie. I want to thank Ernie. The kids are wonderful, Aiden and
Caitlin, yes.
Huh?
And Christian.
And
No,
Christian
She was
is-
and Christian.
I was gonna. You wouldn't
Yeah,
give me a
it made it sound,
chance.
but the way he was talking, it
I
sounded
was-
like you mispronounced your own daughter's name.
No,
Only on the Good
Caitlin.
Soup Live.
And of course, the god of technology, Christian. Thank you so much
My
for having
pleasure.
me here and, letting us have some fun together. Thank you.
The
All-
honor was
all of
mine, man.
Have a good night.
You too.
I come for some good soup.
Welcome to the Good Soup Live.
Good soup live. All I ever think about is good soup live. Wonder what they'll talk about. Then again, ginger snaps, finger cuffs, where you at? Straight out of New Jersey. The good soup live. All I ever think about is good soup live. Wonder what they'll talk about. Then again, ginger snaps, finger cuffs, where you at? Straight out of New Jersey. The Good Soup Live.
The Good Soup is live at the one and only Spot Castle in Leonardo, New Jersey.